Hold on tight, Moxie Tribe. This video contains some spicy language. If you have sensitive ears, feel free to sit this one out. But if you're okay with the occasional F-bomb, keep watching and enjoy my Monday morning team message.
So, most of you know that we're working with Branditize. They're this really cool marketing and branding company that's going to help us start Moxie University amongst other really cool campaigns that they're doing for us. And there's been a couple meetings with them lately where they've asked me to tell my life story. Well, maybe not my life story, but like my how did you get here story, right? And I've done it really poorly every time. The first time, which I didn't, thank God I have Greg because he gives me feedback whether I want it or not. And sometimes I had I have a hard time taking it, but I always digest it afterwards. The first time I told my how did I get here story, I spent a long time on everything leading up to Moxie. And then I was kind of like, and then there was Moxie. And then the second time I told it, I did a better job of talking about the second half of my life in Moxie, but I didn't talk at all about the Moxie method that I created. I didn't talk at all about the workshops I created. And I didn't do any kind of name dropping, which I think that, there's like a healthy balance of name dropping as far as our clients, just to give us credibility. I didn't do any of that. So I'm trying to adopt the flush it method. So, and, look at my mistakes and my failures and then learn from them and then never think about them again. So I did a healthy amount of that this weekend. And what I realized is that I did not practice what I preach at all. When I created Write with Power, the first thing I tell people to do when they start to create a presentation or a talk or any kind of speaking opportunity is to start with your purpose, start with your why, and then begin with the end in mind and work backwards from that. I did not do that at all. And I realized that when I don't focus on my purpose, whether it's telling my life story or actually in life, I lose track of the stops. I definitely, in that case, lost track of the meandering, winding path that my life has been, taking me in all of these different directions that have all led to my purpose. And I feel very strongly that when I have lost track of my purpose or I lose sight of my purpose, I start to wander down the wrong paths and I start to focus on things that are not important. Or if I get stuck and stagnant and I'm not moving towards my purpose, I definitely feel, for me, I start to feel sick to my stomach. I feel ungrounded. I feel disconnected. And so keeping sight of purpose for me is, at all times important, whether it is just to tell my life story or literally in my life. And I feel really grateful that I know what my purpose is on this earth. And I've been asked a lot, how do you find your purpose? I don't fucking know how you find your purpose. I do think that there are a couple things that are factors. One of them is something that you do well, something that people need and want, and something that is in service to others, that has something that is bigger than you. Maybe reincarnation plays in there and our childhood plays into that too. I don't know. But those factors, I do know that when those factors come together, you find your purpose. And I do also think that there is an inner knowing when you have found your purpose. There is just when you know. So that sticking true to your purpose is really important. I can't believe it. I'm going to be 50 this year. So a lot of my story is still unwritten. In the least cheesy way, I do truly believe that you can write your own narrative. and that you can frame your own story and you can journey towards that purpose if you want. I have always had a feeling that I'm going to live to be a very old lady. And I can't imagine being on this earth without Greg, but I have a plan. If God forbid he goes before me, I'm going to stuff and shellac him like a swordfish and mount him on my wall so that we can always be together. You laugh, but it's going to happen. I just need to find somebody in Mexico that will do this for us. And, I'm working on it. I am trying to come up with a plan to make sure that my path leads towards purpose. And what I've come up with is looking for signposts. And for me, the signpost, like I said, that I'm off my purpose is that feeling of being disconnected or stagnant or ungrounded. Those signposts hopefully will lead me back always to my sense of purpose. Signposts that I am on the right track towards purpose for me is a sense of something greater than myself, a sense of wonder and awe, and a healthy dose of fear, because I am a firm believer that there's a direct correlation between what we fear most and what we want most. And you've all heard me say that fear is a GPS for where your soul wants to go. I do believe this. I know that we can't live every single moment of our life in wonder and awe and, towards our purpose. There's a meditation, very, very famous meditation and mindfulness teacher named Jack Kornfield, who wrote a book called After the Ecstasy, Laundry. And I think that is somewhat true of our lives, right? This kind of balance between being, going towards our purpose, but also, we all have laundry to do and chores to do and things that feel not as glamorous and shiny and exciting as our sense of purpose. But I do know that when you find your sense of purpose, when you're moving towards your sense of purpose, things just seem to come together. There is just an alignment that seems to happen. The universe is really there. The universe is really smiling down on you and, in alignment with you of moving towards this purpose. If you haven't found your purpose, keep asking yourself and keep looking for those signposts, because I think that purpose is a birthright, just like joy and love and connectedness are birthrights. And I do believe truly that every single one of us was put on this planet for a reason, and that every single one of us has a purpose and something that we were here to do. I feel incredibly grateful for this team that you are all here, and I get to witness my purpose kind of coming to life, really coming to life, and my manifestation of my purpose coming to life with Moxie. I also feel really honored and grateful that I get to witness some of your purpose. And there's glimmers I see every once in a while when you seem to be in the flow, or when you're shining, or when you're doing something that you're so talented and great at. And I get this just amazing wave of gratitude of this incredible, purpose-driven, passionate, talented team that I get to work with every day. So you don't have to think about stuffing your loved one like a swordfish when you start to think about your future. If that's not in the cards for you, I understand. But I would encourage all of you, if you haven't done it, just as an exercise, to write your how I got here story, and start to really think about all of those steps that have gotten to where you are today, and forecasting where it is you're going. And we are here not only to witness your greatness and your purpose, but to hold you accountable. So if you are feeling like you're stagnated, if you're feeling like you're terrified to move towards that purpose, you've come to the right place. Moxie is the best place to work for that, because all of us will gently and lovingly re-guide you or push you back on that path to purpose. And that's what I've got this week. Just an incredible feeling of gratitude, not only for my own sense of purpose, but the bigger picture of my purpose being so related in the least cheesy way to all of your sense of purpose, and feeling really connected to this team. So thank you. Thank you for sharing your vulnerability and your authenticity and your sense of purpose and passion with us every day here at Moxie. And I look forward to continuing to do that with you. On Friday, we got to have this branding meeting with Branditize. And it was so, for me, I was so grateful, and it was so amazing. And I know Greg said this too. There was a sense of just awe to watch John and Susan do their thing. And I'm not sure what your sense of purpose is in this world. But it just seemed to come so naturally to you, what you do, and your talent was just effortless. And that was really, really awe-inspiring to see. So, and Michelle as well. So thank you. And that's what I got.
Cool. Should we stop the recording?